So you just bought a Steam Deck. That's good. But now you don't have any money. That's bad. Well, we're here to help. No, it's not a multi-level marketing scheme where you sign up to sell our special feathered eggs or something, but instead we're going to go through some Steam Deck games that you can get for free. Valve's handheld Marvel and Nintendo Switch competitor has taken the world by storm over the past couple of years, giving players a legitimate and easy means to play their vast library of Steam games on a portable device that isn't a massive arse Alienware laptop. Are Alienware even still a good name in PC gaming anymore? I mean, were they ever? Regardless, we'll take a lovely Steam Deck with those sweet air vent fumes over a massive laptop that gives you a hernia anytime you pick it up. Buying a Steam Deck isn't a cheap process, however, as purchasing one will set you back at least a couple of £100, dollars or Australian flibberty gibbets. So when your deck finally arrives, you'll probably want to spare as many pennies as possible on brand new games. While there's a wide array of free-to-play games on Steam that you could get started with, there's a lot of absolute trash to sift through. So thankfully for you, we've gone ahead and waded through the hundreds of lewd, not Oakley Dokley filth games, if you know what I mean, you probably do, to find you the best free Steam Deck games you can play right now for free. You know what's also free? Entering our free Steam Key giveaway. Joe, put some echo on that, emphasise the freeness. Free! To take part, all you have to do is comment down below 31k gang, and we'll pick a winner next week. Number 10, Apex Legends. Everybody loves Apex Legends, the hit battle royale game from Respawn. Oh god, what's going on now? What's happened now? There's a plethora of free-to-play multiplayer shooters available on Steam, and while Valve lists Counter-Strike 2 as playable on the deck, those thumbsticks aren't going to be a match for some G-Fuel drinking lunatic who's 2 ranks away from signing with Astralis or FaZe Clan. I don't even know what an Astralis is, I'm not gonna lie. What is that? It sounds like something transmitted from like a woodland elf or something. What the hell's an Astralis? That doesn't mean you should swear off all multiplayer shooters though, as games like Apex Legends, which have been proven to somehow work on mobile and the Nintendo Switch, offer a much better portable experience on the Steam Deck. A team-based hero shooter battle royale, which was, kind of original back in 2019, Apex Legends has somehow been around for over 5 years at this point, bringing with it plenty of new characters, modes and maps. Is it a perfect game? Far from it, and you're probably going to run into your fair share of better players who've been no-lifing the game for half a decade, but it's still one of the most fun shooters you can play once you find your own special sociopath to play as. I like Caustic, for instance. I find him pretty relatable, as he's got the main motivation for dudes turning evil: a receding ass hairline. Sliding down hills, shooting fellow players, and using cool abilities all on a piece of kit you can fit in the pocket of your hoodie. An oversized hoodie, but still. Speaking of oversized, try not to spend like $200 on a cosmetic if you can help it. And not just because it might help them reconsider making Titanfall free. Number 9, Warframe. Few people could have predicted this goofy ass PS4 launch game would survive and thrive for this long. In an industry where live service titles get shut down when the player base drops even just a little bit, there have been few other free-to-play games that perhaps have had the staying power that Warframe has enjoyed. It's the little game that could, still going strong after over a decade, and what's perhaps most amazing about Warframe is how its success has seemingly only increased in the years since the game's release, with digital extremes going above and beyond to provide content updates to the entire community, and to show up at every single Game Awards and have a really awkward conversation with Jeff Keighley every time. Anyway, playing as a Tenno, an ancient race of warriors who travel into space to take on the various alien races and factions of the Origin system, Warframe utilises a wide range of gameplay styles, including guns, parkour and fast-paced melee weapons, along with lots of PvE objectives to complete. There's even open world sections that you can traverse with a hoverboard if you feel like playing Warframe Pro Skater. If you want to hop into an amazing sci-fi shooter that works great on Steam Deck, Warframe is the game for you. Number 8, The Sims 4. Okay, The Sims 4 might not be the best example of a free-to-play game, as you'll probably need to buy quite a few expansions if you want to get the most out of the thing. There's bloody loads of them, and maxes are showing no signs of slowing down anytime soon. We are eagerly awaiting the Guy Fieri pack. That said, if you're looking for the best of the best in management simulations that also happen to be free to download and work pretty good on the Steam Deck, The Sims 4 should be one of the first games you install. A game that really needs no introduction at this point, The Sims 4 is the perfect way to lie to yourself about only playing a game for half an hour, only to blink and 4 hours have passed because you're totally invested. Who needs sleep when you're inches away from that promotion in your Sims career? No, I don't need to spend half an hour in YouTube Studio while spiraling out of control. Thanks very much, my guy's about to become a dentist. In fairness to the game's compatibility on the Steam Deck, some might think that the controller-based inputs pale in comparison to a mouse and keyboard, but the Steam Deck's additional back buttons, trackpads and touchscreen means you've got plenty of options before you decide to just plug in a mouse and keyboard and recreate the cast of Godzilla 1998 in Simland anyway. Number 7. The Moida of Sonic the Hedgehog. As mentioned in the intro, trying to find your way through the free section of Steam store pages is just going to lead you into a quagmire of lewd visual novels that are precisely why Valve added the option to hide games from your library. We see you, and God sees you. Anyway, beyond the games you'd play one-handed, there's plenty of silly visual novels that are free and are perfect for the deck, like I Love You Colonel Sanders, Lovers of Aether, or our pick for this list, The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. Released on April Fool's Day like all good comedic visual novels are, The Moida of Sonic the Hedgehog sees the blue blur actually taken out at Amy's murder mystery birthday party, which just so happens to take place on a swanky train. As one of the staff on the train, you'll have to work together with the now expired Hedgehog's friends to work out who the killer really was. But is there more to this mystery than meets the eye? Those are questions you'll need to find the answers to yourself, like who keeps putting all this weird Sonic fan art on my hard drive? Number 6. Naraka Bladepoint. There's no shortage of multiplayer shooters and battle royale games on Steam, but if you're hoping to compete with the best of the best, doing so on Steam Deck might not be completely feasible. Again, it's the thumbsticks versus mouse and keyboard debate, but it's in that debate where a game like Naraka Bladepoint manages to carve out a wonderful niche. Instead of focusing on guns, Naraka is a melee-focused battle royale, taking its inspiration from Chinese martial arts, weaponry and mythology. In terms of battle royale games, Naraka Bladepoint doesn't do much differently, with a map slowly being choked by an encroaching fog as players are forced into conflict with each other. What makes Naraka Bladepoint compelling is how satisfying the combat feels, as what could have been a brainless multiplayer slasher becomes a tense clash when two evenly matched opponents face off. You know, until they get third-partied by another squad 200 meters away in a bush, all armed with bows. No honour, none at all. Number 5. Marvel Snap. There's genuine narcotics out there which aren't as addictive as Marvel Snap, the collectible card game featuring all your favourite superheroes and villains not tied to the Justice League side of comics. Considering Marvel Snap is a collectible card game with microtransactions, your chances of winning are always greatly improved when you start throwing a bunch of money at the game on card packs and the like, but even if you're playing the game for free, you can still have a whale of a time with Snap, as players can earn card packs pretty regularly just by playing the damn thing. Touted as one of the best card games on the market today, Marvel Snap lets players build a deck of 12 cards, each representing an iconic hero or villain from the Marvel multiverse, and with matches only taking a couple of minutes, it's easy to find yourself saying just one more match for 10 matches in a row. While it might not be the Steam Deck game to play while you're commuting, considering you need an online connection to play against other players, Marvel Snap is still a great game to unwind with after work. You may need to do some tinkering to get it to work all the time, mind you, but a few minutes of adjusting settings for hours of fun seems like a pretty fair trade. Number 4. Brawlhalla. The Steam Deck might be superior to the Switch in a lot of ways, but one area where the Switch has the deck beat is in the fact that it has Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Legally, the undisputed king of the platform fighter genre, there's no beating Smash Bros in that regard, but Steam does offer some decent alternatives. Sure, not all of them are available for free, but if you're looking for great competitive platform fighting without breaking the bank, Brawlhalla is a solid recommendation. Following the same rules as other games in the genre, Brawlhalla is all about trying to knock your opponents off the map, with enemies being launched further the more damage they take. There's a huge roster of characters available, with plenty of guest characters and collab costumes if you feel like seeing Rick Grimes fighting Xavier Woods and Rayman. Would you like to see us doing a video about where Rayman has been? What's they done with Rayman? What? Rayman, where are you? Let us know down in the comments down below. Instead of unique movesets though, each character utilises certain weapons that have their own moves, making an easy game to learn, but tough to truly master. Number 3, Doki Doki Literature Club. Yes, we're really doing 2 visual novels in one list like some kind of goddamn supervillain, but Doki Doki is no mere visual novel. Those who've already played the game or seen the game mentioned on one of 9 million other videos covering it will know that Doki Doki has to be seen to be believed. Without spoiling anything for those who are yet to play or hear about the game, the story goes places, and the experience will stick with you long after the credits have rolled and the final act has concluded. The premise is pretty simple, all things considered. You're the new kid in school, you're trying to join the school's literature club, and there's a few cute girls you're looking to date. Oh, sounds good so far, yeah? Sound kinda cute, yeah? We were all that naive once. We were all that naive. Admittedly, playing the free version of Doki Doki on Steam Deck has its own quirks and charm compared to playing on PC, as you'll need to make use of a variety of features regarding the Steam Deck as a whole in order to complete the game. Join the club, guys. You will have a nice time, a friendly time, a very normal time. Yep, you will, yep. Number 2, Aperture Desk Job. Aperture Job. It's always great to spend more time in the world of Portal, which lists among the funniest video game franchises of all time. It's also a good idea to make sure you've got a good grasp over everything your new Steam Deck is capable of, which is why Aperture Desk Job is one of the best free games you could play on your deck. Sure, it might not be Portal free, but if we keep banging the drum about how awesome the world of Portal is, we might get that 3rd game in the series eventually, right? Maybe, possibly, please? As the name implies, you control a new employee at Aperture Science, working behind a desk to make sure those tests are in tip-top condition. Aperture Desk Job isn't a long game by any means, perhaps being most comparable to the PS5's Astro's Playroom, which is an absolute whipper by the way, in that it's more about showcasing the console's capabilities. But you're still guaranteed to have a blast playing through Aperture Desk Job all the same. But seriously though, Valve, stop messing about and make Portal free. Don't you have enough Counter-Strike skins now? You can make anything you want. Millions of players have crippling addictions to slightly different coloured knives, all so we can finally play Ricochet 2. Come on, don't be cowards. Number 1, Path of Exile. Action RPGs like Diablo have made themselves at home on PC, maybe not phones though, for a long time now, so naturally there are plenty to sink your teeth into that are playable on the Steam Deck too. However, not many of them are actually free to play, which is why a game like Path of Exile has managed to become so enduringly popular with the PC community. Not only is it a free action RPG that you could sink hundreds of hours into, it's also an incredibly good game in general, and one that works well on the Steam Deck. You might need to tweak a couple of settings, but it mostly runs at a smooth 60 FPS, which is exactly what you'd want. A hardcore RPG made in the same mold as games like Diablo 2, Path of Exile has been around for over a decade, and even though there's a sequel on the way, developers Grinding Gear Games have stated that they'll be updating PoE 1 for the foreseeable future. Path of Exile has already received over 30 expansions already, all of which are there for players to enjoy, completely free. Now, how can you argue with a deal like that? You'll probably still find a way in the comments. And that was our video covering some of the best free games you can get on your Steam Deck. My mouth is really spitty and salivary right now. Let me just, 1 second. I just absolutely quaffed a big thing of spit there. That was pretty good. Any free games on your Steam Deck that you would recommend? Be sure to let us know down below. And thank you for watching.